What's going on, traders? In this video I'm going to be sharing with you my live trading session using a simple scalping strategy where we're looking for high probability setups. Now the first thing I like to do before I start trading, I like to identify the current market structure, kind of get the feel what is the current bias. And what I can see is that the market has been trading higher for the majority of the session. You guys can see we broke above the EMA, and since then prices are making higher highs and higher lows. This is the 21 bar EMA and it tells me what trend it is, and this is a strong uptrend because we cannot even touch the EMA and EMA is pointing higher. Now we have a little break of this channel, and as you guys can see and as you guys know, after prices will break the trend line, traders will attempt to make a new extreme. That's the rules of trend lines. Now this break happened in the middle of overnight session, and a lot of times that's not enough. Traders want to see a clear valid break during the regular US stock market open hours. So I think this is the case here because we keep making higher highs and higher lows, and this is still looking like a very strong uptrend. So a lot of times you can ignore the tiny break when it's in the overnight session. Also, what I can see is, since I'm looking for trends to see and to follow the trend line rules, it also applies for the shorter term trends as well. I have a short term downtrend, I have a break, and I have a new low. But not only that, I have a first leg pullback, second leg working lower. This is a two-legged move with the break and a new low. So from this point on, I know that I can be safely looking for reasons to go long because this downtrend collection played out and this trend was too strong just to reverse on a dime like that. It can happen, but not under such circumstances like here because we already have a break and a new low and we have a two-legged move down. Alright traders, so we have our first setup. I'm gonna put my limit order one tick back to see if I can get filled. I don't want to chase it too much. This is not a good signal bar. This is a doji looking bar, but I like the context here. Hopefully I'm not too aggressive because what I'm looking at is we have a new low right here after the two-legged move down, and we have a first entry short, first attempt by the bears to push market lower to reverse this trend. We just got filled. You guys can see my automated strategy is already in play. Pull back higher, second attempt by the bears. This big bearish bar is the second attempt by the sellers to sell the market lower and push it lower to reverse this trend. But this is a very strong uptrend. Prices will not reverse on a dime like that. We closed a little bit below the EMA, and it is a doji looking bar. That is slightly concerning, but given the fact that this is a failed second entry short in an uptrend after this downtrend played out, I'm willing to take a risk on a bad signal bar here. I'm going to scalp for 10 ticks. This is 2.5 points in this market, S&P 500 Eminis futures, and you guys can see my risk to reward ratio is almost 1-to-1, so which is fantastic. And I'm going to keep my one contract as a runner somewhere, I mean God knows where. I'm going to keep moving it higher and higher as we keep working higher and higher, hopefully, because this is the main portion of my strategy, of this strategy. And I'm going to keeping my one contract as, you know, in case something unexpected happens, you know, as a swing position, because I don't want to leave money on the table in case I'm right here and market just shoots higher to the moon. I want to be in the market and I want to capitalize on this. It is not looking too good for us. It looks like we may have gotten trapped here, because when you take one or two ticks higher, you're expecting for prices to keep working higher, and we just instantly turn down and we are halfway from getting stopped out, which I still think there's a chance for us to reach the scalp portion. We have some room before the high of this bar, and I'm going to keep my stop loss one tick below the signal bar. I'm not going to monkey with it. This will protect me, so hopefully we can survive this. Still, market is in strong uptrend. I really I'm convinced. My gut feeling is telling me and my experience is telling me that we're going to make a new high to this uptrend, because uptrend strong like this, you can't even touch the EMA here, so right here. So the market is very strong, but we probably, I mean, let's not jump the gun here, but this is not looking too good for us. Let's see. Yeah, they're going for us. And we got stopped out here. That happens. I forgot to put these on the chart, but I still think, I'm still convinced, I'm gonna stick with my guns here. I'm still going to be looking for only reasons to go long here. I'm still convinced that the market is going higher. We just got trapped here. That happens. And does it sucks? A little bit, but that's part of trading. So, you know, I have to be calm, cool. I cannot overthink this way too much. And look what happened right here, traders. This is what I was looking for. And they just stopped us just by a few ticks and then instantly reversed the market higher. And they needed additional trap to trap all these sellers to go short, because, you know, there's a lot of top pickers who want to, you know, counter trend way too early. And the thing is, this is the new high. First entry long pullback, second entry long right here, and this signal bar is much better. We ended on this doji looking bar, but this is a nice bullish bar. When we traded up lower, and at the very end of the bar, everybody started buying and we traded up higher. I should have re-entered right here. I didn't, because at this point on, prices are going sideways. We are starting to be stacked a little bit, and the EMA is exactly in the middle of the bars, and this is called a congestion, and you want to stay away from trading congestions. So I didn't buy here, but this is what I was looking for. They needed to trap a few more additional sellers right here. Lower high, set up big bearish bar, everybody piled in, and they just got trapped here, and we were working higher now. All right, traders, and we may have another setup. Let me quickly put my limit order in. Perfect. We got filled few ticks back, which is good. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute what I'm looking at. Once again, we're going for 2.5 points, 10 ticks, risk to reward ratio looking perfect, one contract, just in case market keeps going higher. But what I'm looking at is we had a two-legged move down here, and with this downtrend correction played out with the break and a new low. Something similar happened right here. We have this downtrend working lower, we pushed below EMA, you have a break and a new low. And look how we're a few ticks away from getting filled. Come on. You have a break and a new low. You're finding strong support at the low at the bottom of the trading range, because we switched the rules now here. As you guys can see, with the break of this channel, we are going from the highs to the lows, from the lows to the highs, from the highs to the lows. This is looking like a trading range. So I'm going to switch my rules and I'm going to buy the lows. I'm not going to sell the highs because the trend is up and is looking strong. So I'm basically looking for reasons to go long at the support, because this is a uptrend into trading range. And we're one tick away from getting filled. Come on. I also want to add that right here there were two clear legs down, but in this instance it is not so obvious. You have a one leg right here, and we nicely got filled. You have a one leg working low right here, and you have a second leg that's a little bit choppy and a little bit slanted. But it is first leg pullback, second leg. But more important here is the fact that the bearish correction downtrend played out. That's all you need to care about, really. You see the downtrend, you have a break and a new low. You see the double bottom right here, there's a key level right here, and the trend is up. So you're basically looking for reasons to go long and to buy the support here. And this is also a reverse pattern. This is a repeat pattern of what happened right here. You guys can see this is the new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. But the signal bar is much better. This is quite a fat bullish signal bar. This right here was a horrible doji, but you guys can see this pattern looks very similar to this pattern. So this is why I took this trade, even though this looks a little bit congestive. Like, repeat patterns work, and if something worked once, it will, you know, almost always work once more time. You know, repeat patterns are very powerful. If you see them during your session, you can rely on them, because repeat patterns are really good. So this is a repeat pattern of what happened right here, and I'm gonna keep my runner, and hopefully we can catch a good runner, because we bought these lows. And a lot of times when you buy the lows of a trading range, or you fade the breakout, you can catch a low of the day. This is obviously not going to be low of the day, but we can keep pushing higher and keep pushing higher. But unfortunately our runner just got stopped out here, and it was looking fairly good for a while, like we may reach these highs, but prices turned down and stopped us out, which is not surprising, because this is how ES acts. But you guys can see they came back and took all these break-even stuff, so we couldn't catch a runner. So we're break-even right now, or we probably so yeah, we're something like a break-even. Of course, the commissions, so we're, you know, in red a little bit. But overall, I'm still thinking strongly, like this is a strong uptrend, because there's no reasons to look for sells yet. No reasons. It's a shame that our runner got taken out because we broke this trading range and we keep working higher, and we still would have been in this trade. But I want to show you something, that we traded up into this trading range, and when you trade up into this trading range, you're expecting for prices, you're leaning towards for prices breaking to the upside. Same way, vice versa, if prices traded lower into trading range, you're expecting the break to happen to the low side. And this is just confirming that this trend is looking really strong, and there is no signs of sellers momentum here. So I'm just looking for reasons to go long, but there really weren't that many reasons. We are far away from any key entry point, so I'm just gonna sit on my hands and wait for prices to do something. Alright traders, there may be another potential setup. Let me quickly put my limit order at the close. This happened very quickly. Once we broke above this bullish bar, we instantly trade up higher, and looks like we may have missed the trade. Yeah, we already missed the trade because we already made had we entered, we would have already made our scalp portion, those 10 ticks. So this is why I'm taking my orders out. But what I was looking at, we made a new high right here, and we have a first entry long, first attempt by the bulls to keep working higher, pull back, second entry long, two-legged move to the key entry point. This is an EMA. But more importantly, this right now right here is looking like a very strong uptrend. You guys, it doesn't seem like that, but you guys see tiny little bars, a lot of stems, and you just keep crawling higher. You just keep crawling up higher and higher. It doesn't seem that way, but this is looking like a very strong uptrend. You guys can see we're still above EMA. EMA is pointing higher, and this was the first touch of the EMA since right here, and two-legged move. So this was a high probability setup, but it happened very quickly. Once we broke above this bar, so you can enter your order, bar was already way too up, and you already made the scalp portion. But you know, just to demonstrate that when the market is in such a strong uptrend, you really only want to be looking for reasons to go long, because you guys can see every single time prices attempted to reverse the market, you know, all sellers just got stopped out. The market keeps working higher and keeps working higher. You know, there's a lot of top pickers, a lot of people want to reverse the market because they feel like the market has been trending up for so long. It has to reverse now. It just has to reverse. No, it's not going to reverse when the trend is this strong. You know, the market is designed, the trend is designed to make counter trend entries look very juicy and very favorable, and it's also designed to make with trend pullbacks look a little bit sketchy. This right here was a nice signal bar, so it looked juicy as well, but normally the counter trend entries look really good. You guys can see doji, big bearish bar, you know, nice reversal bar, a lot of good opportunities to sell for people who only trade the signal bars and the candlesticks formation, and they don't understand the market concept. So this was a good trade, but unfortunately it happened way too quickly. But this is a high probability setup, second entry long at the key entry point with the trend. All right, traders, and we may have a potential entry right here. It will all depend whether we ticked above this bar. It looks how a lot of people are starting to buying. We just got filled. I don't want to waste any time here, any room, because you guys can see that. Let me make it a little bit bigger. The volatility is picking up. You guys can see that we traded up lower, trapped everybody in, and then instantly reversed higher. What I'm looking at is this high is higher than this high, but also this high is lower than this high. So I'm counting from this high, pull back, first entry long, pull back, second entry long. Second entry long at the EMA with the trend entry. Also, this is a double whammy. Also, we are trapping a lot of people going short here. This is the new low, first entry short, second entry short, and it looks tempting. It looks something like this. You guys can see that there is a potential resistance, and a lot of people who are picking tops, this is looking very, very juicy, because they look at this trend and they're thinking it has to reverse now. They see this small resistance, nice pin bar, and they want to pick the top, and we got filled. Perfect. You guys can see what a good of a trap this was. Failed second entry short and a second entry long off the EMA. So you just want to look for reasons to go long. Once again, I'm gonna keep moving my runner. Hopefully we can catch a good one. We didn't catch one right here, but this is a strong uptrend, so there's no signs of bearish momentum whatsoever. Only looking for reasons to go long here. Alright traders, and we finally may have a good runner. Our runner has been doing great, so I'm going to tighten it just a little bit because I want to secure this position. I don't want to give no money back. I want at least to pay for my commissions. So this right here is a good bonus right now, but hopefully we may catch a good one because EMA is pointing higher. Once again, tiny little bars, a lot of steams, and keep crawling up higher. Looking like a very strong trend. There may be even some bigger pattern here. Let me find it. Let me see if I take maybe something like this, something like this. Let me see how it fits off the highs. This is how I'm looking for the trends. It fits off the highs fairly nicely here. You guys can see it fits here, fits here. You don't really need this trend because when the trend is this strong, all I can focus and all I'm looking for is setups near the EMA. But this is just something to pay attention to. It may be a little bit like this, but if it's like this, it's touching right here a little bit. But we also have a break and we keep working higher, so I don't think we have a break here. So I'm gonna do it. Initially I did it something like this. Once again, you don't really need this. This is just for you to get the idea what the possibilities are, because all you can, you know, really pay attention to is look for two-legged pullbacks to this EMA that, you know, is serving as a key entry point from this point on. And prices keeps working higher, 450. This will be good because we started with a losing trade. I am tightening my stop as we keep working higher and higher. The runner is looking good so far, and I just want to talk about let me move it a little bit higher here. I just want to talk about starting with the losing trade, because starting with the losing trade is probably the most anxious and most, you know, stressful way to start your trading, because you're probably very excited to go trading. You're excited to sit in front of your computer and start making that money, and boom, straight out of the gate you have a losing trade and it'll snap back it'll pull you back into reality. But you just have to accept losing trades. You have to be comfortable with losing trades, because that's all we do here. We just have an edge strategy that will that puts odds in our favor. We're like a casino. That doesn't mean that, you know, there's no strategy that is perfect, but I mean, you can get close to being really good. A lot of traders, they have insanely high win percentage, but having losing trades is okay. You don't have, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. You know, there's nothing to overthink. Just losing trades are part of trading, and you just want to accept it. This is why I'm not faced by this losing trade too much, because that happens so often. I can't even tell you guys how many times it happened, especially in my younger days when I was really excited to sit in front of a computer and trade, because I was very eager to trade when I was starting out. I was obsessed with trading. I'm still am, and I was so excited, and boom, I just had a losing trade straight out of the get-go, and I would instantly feel bad that now I have to make, you know, all this money back just to be break even, and even more just to make something. But you know, over time you will get numb to this, because if you work on your mental aspect of this, it will really be inconsequential. You will stop worrying about losing trade, because there is no point. The losing trades are going to be there. Why would you be, you know, stressing about over something that you can't avoid? This, it's unavoidable. Losing trades are there. It's not about being right or wrong. We just have a strategy that we follow, and the longer you do it, the better you will be. So don't get too hung up on losing trades. I know a lot of traders, they get insanely hung up on losing trades. They want to overanalyze the chart. They just want to do anything they can to avoid losing trade. That's why a lot of traders put so many indicators on their chart, because they want to minimize the risk of having a losing trade. You know, they put, you know, 4 indicators on the chart, because, you know, this indicator will minimize this risk, this indicator will minimize another risk, and they keep doing this and keep doing this, and just to avoid losing trades. But no trader is perfect. If they are, they're probably faking you, fake traders trying to sell you something. Losing trades, everybody has them, and you have to learn to be comfortable. We just one away from getting stopped out. Yeah, one tick away from getting stopped out here. We're once again one tick away from getting stopped out here. But if you overthink your losing trades way too much, then you are not in the right state of mind to keep taking the good trades. Because look, you have a one losing trade right here, but there's a ton of good easy trades at the key entry points, high probability, that you would have missed if you get rally up by this, and we just got stopped out. But the runner was good. I think it was something like $600 or something like that. So we covered our losing trade. A really good runner. Finally we had a good one. But you have to follow the strategy, follow your plan. I really can't stress this enough, how important it is to stop worrying about losing trades, because they're going to be there, and you're going to have different type of losing trades. Sometimes you will just jump the gun, sometimes you will enter too late, and all these things play a part in trading, and all these things will happen in your future career. So if you will not learn this now, you will never improve, and you will never reach the gap to get consistently profitable. You need to accept losing trades now, so that in future you have the proper mental skills to work with. So I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a pretty long session. My throat is getting a little bit sore here. The day is very strong uptrend. Once again, tiny little bars working higher and higher, always in long. Just keep buying, and don't try to pick tops. This is such a strong uptrend. And if you find this video helpful, please like the video. I would really appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you are obsessed with day trading just like me. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.